Mm. And looky there, we are live, I think. Of course, it does take a little bit for it to hi everyone. Please, I'm doing a sound check. Please let me know if you can hear me. Truly sorry if my voice sounds horrible. But I want to say hi to BJ's Adventures, Misadventures. Nah, they're adventures. Say hi to RB, Grandpa, Jessica, of course, Bree, and there you have it. Zed, hi, how are ya? So I have been sick for the last 2 weeks. Got a cold, turned into a upper respiratory infection, got antibiotics yesterday, and I'm feeling better, but who knows how long that's gonna last. Lack of sleep, you know how that goes. Oh, Roland, yeah. Yeah, nice to see you there, buddy. You're all right. I don't care what anybody says about you. I heard all the things they were saying about you in the where was it? In Jessica's live. So, as you can see, I'm stoned. What other way to be on 420 than to get stoned? How about that? Um, Hi, Chris. How are ya? Oh, did I miss somebody? Blake, hi. So good to see you. Well, in the chat, kind of see you. Kind of, sort of, I see ya. But yeah, a lot been going on. Like I said, please be patient with me. Um, Throughout this cold, I've had some coughing spasms. So if that does happen, I am going to just mute everything, get past it, and come back in. Otherwise, we're good. Uh, you love all my stones. Hi, Michelle. Oh, yeah, I am congested, but I feel 100% better. I'm on antibiotics now. Oh, yeah, definitely got that shit going on. Oop, I need to behave. I'm just finishing a smoke, so don't mind me. Don't want to waste it. Um, I do have some pictures I'm going to show you of the renovation so far. Um, there's a lot of them, so I'm not going to really spend a lot of time showing them. But I figured I'd give you all a little peek because making a video, I will eventually make a video, but it's going to be a lot of video to be making. So, how's everyone's day? Happy Easter for all those that celebrate. Um, Happy 420 for all those that celebrate there. As you can see, I got stoned for my birthday. It's right there on the screen. It's been great. Although some of these medicines you take for cough and stuff, some of them do make you feel like you're stoned. But how did everybody have a good day? Did y'all spend the day with family? Did you spend a day alone? I spent the day alone. Most of the day I was in bed, just laying down, relaxing. Um, the cold itself is fine. It's the cough that's very annoying. The dogs loved it. I was in bed with the dogs for the last week and a half. They were thrilled. So they're kind of missing me now. But having said that, um, I don't know how I'm going to get these pictures up, but I want to wait for somebody to do that. Yeah, I didn't do much today. It was just one of those days where It's just another day, actually. First day I actually felt like doing anything. Uh, smack together with some music. What are you talking about? Oh, for a video you mean? Yeah, probably. I'm going to show a lot of it here tonight, though. Um, yeah, I want to see if I can get that set up. Again, it's definitely I'm half-hearted. The only thing I'm going to show is the bathroom project because the bedroom's not done yet, even though that's where I actually started this renovation 6 months in the making. Um, it's been a journey, I tell you that. It definitely has been a journey. I am not sure. There we go. Some of this stuff is just crazy what I went through. Oh, nice, Zed. Yeah, I wish I could smoke weed. I just can't anymore. Love the taste, love the smell. I just don't like that it makes me stupid now when it never used to. Well, Roland, you have all the answers. Just do that. I don't know how to do that, but I do know how to share my screen and just show them right on my screen as a slideshow. How about that? Yeah, now he tells me he couldn't tell me that 20 minutes ago. Kidding. Oh, I see somebody. Are you going to wave? You're not ready yet. Hey, I have a partner in crime. Mr. Roland is going to work with me today.
Good
Oh, how
morning,
you
Dave.
doing, Marge?
Let me get the chat going here.
Oh, got to turn off my phone sound. What we got here?
There we go. Open a new window.
Ah,
Pop our chat.
good to see you, RV Ash in April. That's so cool to see you. I know all about the self service, especially when you're on the road. But I'm happy that you're here. How do
There
I?
we there we go. Now I'm
How do I?
set. I've got the pop up chat. Hey Jessica, RB, who else is in here that we know?
We don't know anybody.
Did Dave come through? Yeah, Dave's
Yeah,
here, I think.
he did pop in. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Can you see and hear me all right?
I know I can. Obviously,
Okay.
Jessica can because she's all smiley faced at you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Oh, Bree. Hey Bree, how you going? Sweet Acres, yep, sounds great. Oh, good. Good, good, good. All
I'm gonna see
right.
if I can get. I'm gonna see if I can get these up here.
Should make yourself full screen when you do it too.
No, it'll push us to the side and it'll show it. I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
share this window. this share. What happened?
Oh, there
Like
you
that.
go.
Yeah, this is the beginning of me doing the floor, and so what? The reality of having doing all this is I had water damage from the water lines underneath this unit, and what actually started me to even start the project was that toilet was kind of floating there because there's nothing holding it up. The only thing holding that floor together is the linoleum that's on the top. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'm challenged. Crud. Right there. Shrink you down. Move you over. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to see all the toilet stuff. So that's ripping up the subflooring. See how wonderful that looks? It was disgusting. I definitely had my work cut out for me. Now, by this point, when I got to doing this, all the water lines were brand new, except for that uh, toilet water line. I did that last because I knew I was coming into here. So I didn't do it when it was underneath. And what I found with all of this is that everything underneath this, hi, Grandpa.
Hey, Dave.
Everything underneath this was all jury rigged. As you can see here, you got white fittings into a brass fitting, into another plastic fitting, screwed into that fitting, screwed into another metal fitting. That was the
patch up upon patch up upon patch up.
Yeah. And that's another fitting that was in that same line further down.
Which is a white line into a grey line. Wow.
Right. It was a never-ending nightmare. So I got the blue line up to the toilet, and then I did end up replacing everything else. But I had to leave that like that because I needed some parts, and that was another. So I got the new subflooring down. That was easy enough. The walls were horrible. Now this is the flooring that's going to go on, so I had to put it around. I know it's disgusting. Sorry about that, guys. But that's what your toilet looks like, or your floor looks like without a toilet. So where my other cabinets were, this was the vanity, where the vanity was, and that's a mouse house underneath there.
Wow.
While it wasn't an active one, it was there just the same. There was just a whole boatload of stuff going on with this place. I had 2 lights in there. All that, you'll see all that's gone. So I'm ripping up the rest of it. All of this flooring was water damaged and bad. And you can even see a lot of it on the insulation. All that's been replaced. I'm trying to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, because they just use standard like furniture building particle board for the flooring.
Right. It was garbage. It only needs to get wet once.
Yeah, and that's the end of it. And then it starts to go like a soggy cookie.
So all that insulation that was down there, I pulled all that out because it was just disgusting. And while I'm putting new insulation in, it's all different strips because I got all the insulation pretty much for free. So I don't complain. So, I'm doing this a section at a time so that I'm not having a complete room with no flooring. And I'm just working my way towards the door. Definitely an eye-opener on some of the stuff. I did not have to replace that piece right in front of the door that was solid. So I just went right up to it. Oh, yeah, like I said, these are not in any particular order. Hi, Roger. So I got that all in. Again, they're not in order. And you can see the walls. Oh, gosh, these walls were horrible. But keep in mind, that toilet was in the hallway of my my house. for 2 weeks, and I was using the toilet there with bags in it. That was fun. Yeah,
Oh, you got to do what you got to do, eh?
at least I still had a toilet.
Yeah.
So this is what it looked like tearing it up.
So
That's
you
how
had the.
bad the water.
So where'd you have the original flooring? Then someone put plywood on top, and then they
Linoleum.
put the linoleum on it.
So I had to go through all those layers to get down to the joists.
Yeah.
So that's the original linoleum there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let me see.
And this is what, a 1980s vintage
Yeah,
unit. Yeah,
mobile
and
home.
you can see the water damage on the corner of the wall there going into the toilet.
Yeah, yep, to the right there.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of a lip on the wood that I was going to leave. So I just stripped off all the stuff on top and it leveled off. And as you can see, that it's not damaged. There's some darkness there. I treated that, but it's all solid wood.
Yeah. I mean, that particle board's fine if it doesn't get wet, but at least the proper flooring board you've got down there can tolerate getting wet.
Correct. Now that along the bathtub there, even though you see all that blackness, that's just all dirt. All that was solid. I didn't have to go underneath the tub, which was great. So let me I have to go. Let me go here. So
Hey,
that's just, hey, how you doing? I got to
good.
get back to the other file. I separated the files. Next stop was new flooring. Sorry.
And of course, anybody's welcome to come up and chat if they want to, if the link has popped up.
Yeah. Anybody want to come up? I'm not going to put the link up and let it sit there. If you wish to, say so.
Okay.
I just don't like leaving it hanging. Oh, shoot. Hit the wrong button. Crap. Eating supper. I gotta wait for something to load. I loaded a program. I need to wait for it to go away.
We got 18 minutes past 9 in the morning here, mate.
Come on.
So coming up to 9:30 a.m.
All right. Stop sharing. There we go. So we want to share some more. I forgot how to do it already. Share screen. Go here. This one. All right. Yeah, I got the same time you got Rhode Island, Mr. Roger.
Oh, have you got any of the wall shots?
I'm getting there. Okay. I was just going to show the putting the flooring on. Since I showed taking all the flooring off. So I was blessed to get all of this flooring for absolutely free. It's one of the best freebies ever. Real solid. It's laminate, but it's solid wood. I should have done the walls first, huh? Okay. Stop sharing. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this.
That's all right. I normally
So,
boot myself out when I try and do any of that.
walls. Now, the walls, I ran into a huge problem as well, especially in the bathroom. Layer upon layer of everything under the sun. Wallpaper, and then plaster over the wallpaper, and paint over the plaster, and then wallpaper over the paint over the plaster. Oh my Lord, it was just layers.
It was
I
a
need to
lasagna
do.
wall.
It was. I'm gonna share my screen again. Nope, window. Is that the one? Yeah, this is what we're looking at. And of course, you have to understand that this wallpaper with those little weird shapes was the entire bathroom. Talk about, what do you call it?
Oh, epileptic.
Seizure.
Yeah, giving you epileptic seizures. Yeah.
This wall was the worst next to the toilet. And not only were these walls like that, but they were also extremely warped. They only used quarter inch plasterboard. Nah, it wasn't quarter. It was, yeah. And it should be half inch, but and this section here was just a mess. I tried taking off the wallpaper. That's why this wall was a mess. And so I took masonite and decided to skin the whole bathroom instead. Just cover right over it and not worry about nothing underneath. And it sure does look quite nice doing that. I spent 4 or 5 days trying to get just this one wall to look halfway decent, and it was a nightmare.
What a difference, though, eh?
I know it did. It was nice. I just wish I would have thought of that before I beat myself up trying to.
Trying to rip all the old off to
Yeah,
repaint. Yeah, sometimes it's easier just to reskin straight over the top, eh?
yeah. So that's 1/8 inch masonite, which I'm doing this alone, so you have to understand that not that anybody cares. It's just my deal is I have to take my time because I'm doing it alone. I don't have the extra set of hands. I had to prime the masonite. It's the only thing I did not like about it is that it's so dark. So I needed to do 2 coats of primer all the way around until I put color on it.
Even just the flooring and the masonite painted in primer is a big difference.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, I'm going so fast. I didn't realize how many pictures I had in this folder. Oh, that one slipped in. All right. Let me stop sharing. Hi. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, it was a what do they call it? It was a learning experience. That's what it was. Huge learning experience. Let me go back to.
Well, at least anybody else that's in need of similar stuff, you may be flooring or walls, can get an idea like, oh, wow, it might be just easier to reskin the wall. It's just put
Right.
sheeting straight over the top of it and start again.
How do I want to do this one? These are out of order. I'll start. Yeah, all these are out of order. Shoot. Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll start somewhere. I'll start with that. When I was done with all the subflooring, I had a very limited amount of wood left. And what I ended up doing is I had to make a vanity out of that wood. So, uh, having said that, this is what I had left. Now, in this room, this is the master bedroom where I actually started this mess. It became my work area to finish the bathroom. So this is all the wood I had left to make a vanity, which was interesting, to say the least. Wonder how I can get back over to there. So I'm my friend Roland here was a cabinet maker in his younger years. He knows how to do this stuff, and if it wasn't for him, this would have never happened with his patience, his undying patience to teach me how to do this stuff. I just had to get out of my own way, is really what that amounted to. So now I'm using the actual subflooring wood to make this vanity. I lined it also with masonite so that it looks, like something you buy. That's in theory. I used the new flooring for the kick rail, and then I painted it white like I did the walls. So this is the spare bedroom that I have yet to do the floor and finish this up. That is the vanity with a sink. I wish I had the before pictures. Now you can see along the seam against the wall. That's how crooked these walls were. This was not mounted, it was only setting there. So it did pull up tighter once I got it in properly. Well, I'm out of order, so we'll just have to get over it. I built a cabinet above the toilet. It was dead space. There was never anything there to begin with. And you got a before on the left with the two lights, and after I put a single light up at the top, and I put two power outlets down by the sink. Now these did not have ground faults, so yeah. I gotta go back to the beginning. How do I get back to the beginning on this? Don't get all buggy-eyed, guys. Sorry. I do have videos I want to show you.
Oh yeah, look at
that. So yeah, that's what the wall looked like before. Two circles were the two lights. I created the one in the center above where the medicine cabinet goes. That was some jury rigging on getting that stuff done. Goodness sakes, that was a challenge. That's what the doors, they're not painted yet. I really was trying to, I love natural wood. So I really didn't want to change that, but I did paint it. And I'm happy I did because it looks so much better. So this is what I laid out for my vanity top. This is the flooring that's on the floor. I'm making do with what I have because I have very limited income. So just make it work. Now you get a little video clip. Does it show up okay?
Yeah, it does.
I tell you, it was a blessing to have that bedroom for a workshop. Even though I have one, it was cold out there and very inconvenient.
Yeah, well, this was kind of midwinter, wasn't it?
Yeah. January, February, now close to the end. So my work table is actually my bedroom door with a piece of cardboard on it. Because what I used before was the spare pieces of wood that I used to build the vanity cabinet, and I had to build a cabinet, so I needed to make a table out of something. Next. Is that the same video?
No.
Okay. I was blessed to have the tools that I needed. I've always done things with wood, but I've never done anything like this with wood. You know, cut something random. Yeah, don't mind my fat head in the way.
So this is the flooring laminated onto subflooring wood.
Correct.
Yeah.
To make the counter.
Yeah, countertop. Yeah. That's the cutout for the sink, obviously.
Hacked up a hairball. Sorry. Oh, that's it?
That's the
Next.
one. Sink to shore.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I had to see the sink in there. I've had that sink for quite a while. And that was me putting the trim around the outside edge of the countertop. And we're back to the beginning on those. I'm here. I'm here. Whew. God, is it warm? Excuse me. Let me see here. I may or may not have more. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can show and tell for now.
You got finished product complete?
I had a before and after. I don't have all those other ones. Let me look.
Okay.
Huh. My chat won't go back far enough. There we go. A lot of that stuff was on the other computer roll, and I haven't moved it over to the new computer yet.
Okay.
And this was just a quickie. I would have had a lot more. I wanted to make a regular, what do they call it, slideshow out of it. But I was thankful that I had the energy to just get all these in folders to separate them. course, I could go on my phone and just walk in there live, but there's no telling what the bathroom looks like right now. Let me look here. So thanks for watching, guys. What's going on?
I don't know.
We're on. I'm here.
Yeah, it would have cost quite a bit. Would have cost because it was replace the flooring, rip up the old flooring, replace that, reskin the walls, redo the plumbing, reroute some of the electrical wiring, and then make the cabinet or both cabinets really, and then put Humpty all together. You wouldn't have gotten a lot of change out of probably 12-15 grand all up.
Yeah, the bathroom itself, if I was going to guess, I do still, when it's all said and done, I do want to tally up what it cost me for the entire project, start to finish, bedroom, bathroom, all the water lines, all the fittings, everything I had to do, insulate the undercarriage. But the bathroom alone was about $600 in parts.
Mm.
And that's with free flooring. That was for free. That alone would have been $1,000 just on that type of flooring. I could have gotten it cheaper, but you're not going to get what he gave me cheaper. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I hope I have enough left over for scroll sawing, because it cuts really well on the scroll saw too. I did a couple of projects with it. So yeah.
But you certainly picked up some skills with it all.
Well, thanks to you. Your expertise is what got me through it. And encouragement, me doubting myself, and you're just saying, you got this. I'm like, yeah. Hi, Lisa. How are you? So yeah. It was mentally challenging, for sure. I just didn't think I had what it took. That was my first problem, I guess,
Well, half the battle is having all the tools.
Yeah, I didn't have to buy any tools.
Yeah.
I did have them all.
If you've got the tools, then you're only governed what you can do by the tools. And anything you wanted to do, you were right, because you weren't governed at all.
Yeah, the only tool I bought was a new
drop saw.
Yeah, miter saw. And the reason I did that is because the one I had, I bought for $50 off of Facebook Marketplace. And I knew when I got to the flooring, I wanted accurate cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have gotten that with the one I bought used. It was fine for what I bought it for. I made several projects with it, so I definitely got my money's worth. But I'll never go back to it. That other one's sitting in the carport now.
Yeah, right.
Well, you're right, Chris. And Roland's love of doing that stuff is there as well. He was having just as much fun watching me progress and get through it. It was like my one-man cheerleader squad. I didn't have to pat myself on the back. He reached straight through the screen and patted me on the back. No, it's true, though. Synchronicities, people believe what they want to believe, but I think things come together and happen the way they're supposed to. Even getting the flooring, because when I got to the point in the bathroom that I needed to put the flooring down, I was ready to stop for a month or two until I saved up enough money to buy it. because I didn't have it. And within days, I had enough square footage to do the bathroom and that bedroom for free. So, whatever, however that works, it works. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
No, that's it. Why should you? Yeah. But the upside of it is you've got hot water, you've got a toilet that works, you've got a floor that you can stand on without feeling like it's a trampoline. Yeah, you're not leaking everywhere all over the place. I mean, just doing the plumbing there would have been a hell of a task.
The plumbing itself was a good month.
Mm.
Now, hi, PSV Odyssey. Good to see you. You have to keep in mind, this is a mobile home. I had 2.5 feet underneath this mobile home to do these lines. It was the Army crawl, and that's where I started this project, was that. So, yeah, that was fun. Not really. It wasn't. It sucked.
Yeah.
But I have not had a hot water tank for 4 years. Again, affordability. In a mobile home, hot water tanks are $1,200, $1,000 versus one for a brick and mortar that's $400 or $500. And then you're trying to squeeze it into this little space that you need to be a midget to get it in there and wiggle it in. When I get to the bedroom part, I'll show you what I did in there, and I revamped that whole thing. But what got me going on those water lines was the end goal was to get a hot water tank and have a hot shower. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, and I haven't looked back. So it was the old 5-gallon bucket shower for 4 years. And I didn't mind. But doing all this work, a real shower would have been nice. Because it was pretty skanky underneath that mobile home. You wouldn't believe the stuff I found under there. Oh, look at there. I didn't know we had this. Oh, look at that. I didn't know this was under here.
Plus a fountain of youth going on all the pipeline.
Well, I have the video of that too. When I first moved in here, wow, 9 years ago. The moment I got in the door, I had a water leak underneath. I'm calling a plumber. Okay, he came out and fixed it. A few months later, I had another one, and it was just never ending. So all the piping in here was original from 1984. I just didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. So when the maintenance guy in the park would come in, he would just fix the problem, cut out the part and put a patch in. When I got to those water lines, it was patch upon patch. I really didn't have to buy any joints. If I would have just stripped it all out, I would have had enough unions to put it all back in. Pretty much. There were that many. But it's a 3/8 line coming in from the main into a 3/4 inch line, down to a 1/2 inch line, back up to a 3/4 inch line, back to 1/2 inch lines.
What
and
a
then
man.
the patches, the gray lines were the old stuff. So it was blue, gray, red, gray, 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch blue.
Some white in the mix. Some white in the mix.
And white was in there too. And when it came from the main to go up into the house, that was even more of a nightmare. So not only did I not have a hot water tank, I also did not have water in my bathroom sink. Because whoever did that put the line through the hot water tank to the bathroom sink. So I only had the bathtub, thank God for that. So I had to rerun them the way they were supposed to be. The idea is when you turn off the hot water tank, you don't have hot water in the house, but you have cold water everywhere. That's not how this was designed. And then I got to the point where all the damage stuff was done, and the rest of it was from the middle of the unit straight up to the front. And I was about done by then. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, darn, you better do it, because if you don't do it, you're going to wish you did it, because that's where it's going to leak next. And I had no problems in the front half of the house. So I did. That was not fun trying to pull those lines through, but I got it done.
And then what? Re-insulate the hole underneath, and then seal it off with black plastic, and then put on the heated water line for the incoming water, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, the heat tape for the main line coming in.
Yeah.
That heat tape goes to a hole in the ground where the main comes up, and that hole is 4 feet down. And I had 12 inches at best room to get to that hole, because wouldn't you know, there's an axle right there. It'd have been fine if the axle wasn't there.
Mm.
So I did this contortionist thing and got in this little spot and balled up like a baby and getting my arm down into that hole. And my friend Michelle, I don't know if she's still listening, she calls me. And I answer the phone while I'm under there. I said, I'm so glad you called, because I don't know if I'm going to get out of here. I thought about getting in was a challenge, but you have to do it backwards to get out, because there's no turning around. I had to go out the same way I went in. Oh, God. Oh, it was hilarious. She got such a kick out of it. But I'm glad those were interesting conversations. Oh, I'm laughing at it now, but man, I was so thankful that she had called me at that moment, because I just went, okay, I got it done. Now I got to get the heck out of here. Oh, I'm so glad you called, because if I don't get out of here, I need you to call somebody to bail my ass out. But I felt better knowing there was somebody there with me, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
But yeah.
You certainly been better off. Certainly been better off through winter with the temperature of the house and the dampness, the humidity in the house, with all the water leaks and air leaks and everything else like that. I mean, yeah, sealed it right up.
I got all that done, the subflooring and stuff done just in time for the cold temperatures, including the insulation underneath. So it was all done. It was such perfect timing. It's a good thing I started it when I did. Because I don't do well in the cold. I didn't realize, because, you're blind to certain things because you're just used to it. But this house was way warmer than it ever was. Ever. Since I first moved in. It had a constant temperature. I didn't have the drafty leaks. I always had crickets in my bathroom. Don't know where the heck they came from. No crickets this year. So they no longer have a way in. But everything is just, wow. I didn't realize how bad. The bedroom where I started ripping up the flooring, I had pallets on the floor, because the carpeting was the only thing holding that together. So I just used it as storage. And when I walked through there, I had to make sure of where I walked. The bathroom, the toilet was teetering. So I had to do a squat and not put too much weight down, because I didn't want the toilet to break through the sewer drain. And the floor in front of the sink, if I got too close to the vanity, I sank down 2 inches. The only thing holding that up was the linoleum.
Wow.
Yeah. It was bad.
Was it like that all the way from when you bought it, or it just gradually got worse?
It got worse with every leak.
Yeah.
There was leaks in different spots, right?
Yeah.
And by the time I got to a point where I had to do something about it, I didn't financially have a means of doing it.
Yeah.
So I made do with what I had. You know, now me being at the property in the summer off grid, doing off grid showers never bothered me. In fact, it was easier to do it here because I had a nice big bathroom. The bathroom
Mm.
I had off grid was a little triangle thing in my travel trailer. You know, it was really small. And I had to heat the water on the fire out there. So I had a gas stove. I had, it was a lot more convenient here to do it. And running water. I didn't have running water on my off grid place.
Yeah.
I collected rainwater for my showers.
Yeah.
But I never had the consistent temperature in here. My furnace was running every 10 minutes prior to this work in the winter.
Mm.
It's now every half hour, 45 minutes it turns on.
Wow. Wow.
Huge difference.
Yeah, I reckon. So that's not going to burn itself out trying to keep the place warm with all the air leaks.
And I had no insulation in all those parts where the leaks were repaired.
Mm.
These people come in and repair a leak. They don't put the insulation back up.
They just rip it out.
Well, because it's wet. What are you going to do? That's my problem.
Yeah.
And then I was blessed with a really good deal on insulation. In fact, it was such a good deal that I have enough to do a couple other mobile homes if I want. That's how much I have left.
Jeez.
Which is fine by me. But yeah. So it all culminated to getting sick, and here I am. I did clean out the bedroom. It's no longer the workshop. I have to. I didn't redo the subfloor and the entire bedroom because it was dry on the back half. Water doesn't get to there. So, having said that, it's still warped. Not bad, but I'm just giving you it's sagging from years of and being the tiny particle board. So I have to do floor leveler. I have to do the floor leveler, paint the walls, and then get the flooring on, and then I'll be ready. Yeah, I'm fine now, Jessica. I got antibiotics in me. I just got them yesterday, and I feel 100% better today. Way better. But yeah, I'm not gonna hang. I just wanted to get on for my happy birthday to me. I got stoned. See that? So yeah, thank y'all for coming in. I do appreciate it. And I am starting to feel tired. My voice is starting to get scratchy, and you know how that is. So I'm going to let you go. But thank you very much for hanging out with me, Roland. Thank you for everybody coming in. Do appreciate it. And hopefully I'll have some more stuff ready for another video soon. On that happy note, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Got stoned. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Michelle. Y'all take care. Party on, dude.
Be good. Stay warm.
Yeah,
and
be good.
All
yeah.
right.
Take care.
All right. We'll catch you later.